Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is HUMNA and I share videos where I talk about the creator, creation and the creativity and the connection between the three. For me, art has always been something that connects me to my soul, my inner core voice, and something that I truly do as a practice to bring balance into my life, into my being, into everything that I do. I believe art can heal us and give a voice to things that we aren't able to speak about, and it takes us deeper into so many layers of our own selves. And through art, I've learned to manage my own, childhood traumas, do the inner work, healing, and come to a place where now I teach people how to connect to their own true voice and, of course, their own truth. Through these sessions that I share, I allow a space where I share these insights connected to nature. And today on my walk, I found this beautiful leaf on these sticks and these little buds with very little cute pink flowers, and it got my attention, so I asked the tree if I could take it as an inspiration and share with you all. And the more I look into it, I believe art was created so that we could learn from it and observe it and receive messages through it. So because everything is energy, and so if my attention has gone towards this leaf or this form or this flower or whatever it is that my energy has been directed towards to bring myself into the present moment, I'm taken aback by what the messages come through. And I hope that there will be something in this video for you to ground you. So you can do this too. You can just go around for a walk in your neighborhood or in your garden and see what calls you. Like, don't go looking around for a flower to paint, but walk around your garden with the intention that I'm looking for something that will call me. I will be called to go towards a certain leaf or a bush. So let the universe attract you and your soul and speak to it. Don't go looking for it. Allow that what you are looking for to make itself be heard and seen and be visible through a certain element of uncertainty. So don't say I want to go paint a pink flower or blue flower or yellow flower, whatever. Let the universe speak and bring you that what you need in this moment. And so this really attracted me this morning, and as I look into it, I'm seeing that first what my eye went to was this leaf. All the other leaves have a certain form which seems very perfect, right? But then there's this one which is actually, it's not even a slit, it's the way it is. I hope you can see it. So even though we all come from the same branch or the same families, there are times that there will be people in our family who might be different, and they have a different calling, a different message for the universe. Their soul contract with the creator was not to be like everyone, have the similarity that it will be held by the same branch and twig and whatever, but have its differences also be seen and welcomed. So just because this is different to this leaf doesn't turn to this one and say, oh, you're ugly, you're not like me, and I don't want to know you, and that kind of stuff. This has its own presence, its own message, its own lesson that it's going to teach us, and this one has its own lesson. And when we look deeper into it, we see this leaf has a bit of dried part coming through, and then this one also has the same thing, if you can see. So there are scars and things that we carry in our own being, which at times they're so blended in that we don't even stop to heal, to observe, to be with these scars. And these are scars that are, you know, that make us who we are. This is our story. And so to say like, this whole leaf is great, but this part is not great. It's like saying, when I was from 14 to 16, my life was great, and then when I turned 25 to 40, my life just completely got disturbed, and it was bad or whatever. It's very judgmental towards the writer of your story, meaning your creator. So it's to say that the creator kind of made a mistake here. It shouldn't have put this, and that's where we need to stop ourselves and say, no, hang on. The power above us, the higher power that comes from the higher realms, way above the seven skies, knows what we need in this journey, in this life, for our soul to develop. And that's what it's going to give us. It might look to me as a scar, but this is the journey the leaf has to take to be what it's meant to be on this planet, because that's its purpose. I hope that helps you in some way. So when we look at this, right, we see a form, then we see a shape, we see a rhythm. If you see, there's a rhythm here to these also, and there's a pattern to it. So when we see this, we see green, we see light green, and we see little pink flowers. Now I'm going to show you that what you see is not all that there is. When we speak in my religion, I'm a Muslim, and in my religion we call our God Allah. Allah means, Al means that what is, and La means that what isn't. Both are actually the creator. That what you see, which is this leaf and flower and the rhythm and the shapes and all that, and that what you don't see is the soul, is the energy, is the message, is what it's here to teach and do for us. And that is what we need to, you can't read a book without picking it, right? And if you're like an audio reader, then of course you can't hear a book if you don't click press to play it, right? So to be able to understand, of course, you're seeing this fabulous, you're seeing the colors, you're identifying the shape and all that, that's great. But the soul, for the soul, you need to go in it, to read, to get the message from this leaf. You have to stop, you have to be still, you have to let it speak to you. If you are going to constantly say, oh, you are green, you are this, you have a pink flower, your shape is like this, you are saying all that you are seeing. But what about the conversation always is, what is the leaf saying to you? And so we're going to dive into that idea of how we can start looking at the energy and start drawing energy rather than that what we see as form. So I will first take the form out. As you can see, I'm not even going to try and change anything. I love the way it's sort of sitting on the paper. I'm just lowering it down a bit. The reason I stuck it on this black book of mine is just my writing journal, and I've stuck this on it. And what this tape does is, which I personally love, is it gives me like a nice sharp edge. So I feel like, oh my God, it looks, kind of gives a finished look. So I'm going to place it in the center here. And all I'm doing is I'm observing the shadows, I'm observing the form, and I'm not going to copy this. I'm going to create something inspired by this. So I'm not going to do much to it. I'm just going to put it here on the side. I understand that there is a little curve happening here. I like a little bit of distance this side and this side, just to kind of bring the element in the center. I see that there is this line, so with the pencil, very light, very gently, very softly, with a nice deep breath in, all I'm doing is creating a line inspired. Now look where this is going. I'm going to move it and I'm going to try and visualize it here, right? So this is where it is. Now I love this part, and I love that there is a space here, and I love that they come lower. So connecting to the parts that I am being called to. When I say I love this part, it means that this is the part that is saying something to me. And so with a little thing, I'm just going around this leaf. If you notice, I'm not very particular about, it needs to be like this and I'm not copying. I'm literally just taking an impression of the leaf. There we go. And then I love this one because it sort of will come off. As you see, the pencil is very little, and this is the one that has the little cut. So I've captured that. And I've got this one here. Then I've got this part here. What this does is this really connects your eyes to your creation. And then this is the leaf. There we go. So that's the impression of the piece I've got. Now I'm going to go with my pencil. And because, of course, this is right next to me, I'm going to place it here. And I don't want thick lines. And I can see that it's trying to teach me that sometimes it's a very thin connection that there is between me and my elders. So for example, if this bark or this twig, the inside one, is my family or my, whatever it is that I have attachment towards, but it's a very thin, sorry, I forgot my eraser. I'm just gonna get that. Sorry about that, guys. I've totally forgotten my... There we go. I'm going to go over my leaf. It's this one. I did extend, see, notice how I made it a little more exaggerated here because that's the lesson that I needed to learn. So that it stays with me clearly in my head. And then I love the scars. If you see, there's a scar down here, so I'm gonna give this a little bit of a scar, kind of a little impression. As I go above, I'm noticing that this leaf also has a little cut. Does it look the same? No. Oh my God, it's so different. Yes. And all these things that we put so much pressure on ourselves that art needs to be this way and art needs to be that way. Art needs to be that what needs to be. There is no this way or that way or what way or whatever it is that you've been taught and told. You have to question it and you have to ask yourself, what are you letting your brain believe? So I've got this, and then there's a little the more closely you start looking, it helps you. So I'm going to go with a little tiny bulb here. And then there's this side one. Notice I'm right now still just picking up my form. I'm not like, I haven't even thought about painting it, and that's going to be in my extended video on my Patreon, where I will show you how to color with the energy and bring that in. Right now I'm just picking the form up. If you'd like to join in, you can connect on the link that's given towards to the Patreon, and you can join me there. So we have so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4. Notice I'm not focused on the shape. I'm just getting the essence of the piece. There. Done. Now I'm going to take a thin brush and just outline it and then remove the pencil. So this is the capturing of the body, right? And then, like I said, in my extended, I will show you how you dive into the energy of what you're looking at, and how you can use the background to be that, because that the background, what you are not seeing, the messages that it's giving you is in the background. And for you to be able to hear the unseen, you have to go beyond what the visible form is saying to you. So using your thin brush, I'm just going to get it. Here's my water and my color palette. Generally, in olden times, traditional way was to use walnut color, like a little thin, not thin, I mean like a little brown color to do this outline work. But I'm just gonna go with the blue because that's what I'm gonna be working with. And so these are just different shades of blue and green that I have. And of course, I'm not going to go with exactly the same colors of this, but to be completely honest with this is because the pink here is what makes it for me. So I'm going to focus on this color, the pink being there in some form and way. But other than that, I'm going to change the way, because like I said, I'm not teaching or sharing what you need to do with the seen things. This is about the unseen. So using a thin brush, whatever color you decide, I am just going to outline the form. Do make sure you outline the one, that form that is in front, right? So you can see that these leaves are at the back. So I don't want to like start with them first. I'm gonna do with the one that is in front. This is just an outline, so don't like stress too much. Am I doing it right? One of the things during art that you learn, the more you practice, the more you understand that it is actually a good idea to stop thinking. And you know, in olden times that might be like something that, how can you? But today we understand that the brain is in our control. And so the more you are in control of your emotions, you're more in control of your ego, the more you can shut down what your non-stop chatter that goes on in your head, right? So just quieten your mind from what it's asking and give yourself a chance to just do what needs to be done. Look through your eyes, feel from your heart, and that's pretty much it, what you need to do. And there we go. And here we are, the little thing. Now we can go in the back clear. There we go. Now you see, when you see this, you've captured the form. Now, to capture the soul of this, we're going to create the background and just erasing the pencil line, because you don't really need the pencil line. You've used that as an inspiration. You connected your eyes and your hands to the piece, and slowly you are removing it because you don't really need it anymore. Now when you see this piece, this is what it looks like, right? And if this was something that you enjoyed and you feel connected to my energy, please feel free to join me on my Patreon. You can support me through there, where I will be sharing how to tap into the energy of that what you see and paint the energy, so that you can actually start healing your own internal energy that you are, which is of course your soul, your heart, your own true voice, and you can hear that. So when you can start listening to the universe as it speaks for its messages and lessons that it shares with us, we also increase and get in tuned with our own intuition. We start hearing the universe, which means we start hearing the universe that is within us. So everything is energy, and the universe energy is basically inside you. And so when you hear the messages coming from the world around you, you automatically start tuning in to your own intuition. If that resonates with you, leave me a comment, connect with me if you feel like you want to. Take good care of yourselves, everyone, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, let me know, and I'll make more of such videos, which I love sharing with you all. Sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and if you're joining me on Patreon, then just click the link below, and I'll see you there. Take care. Bye for now.